if I can just duplicate my characters a little bit better. I'm not going to be losing 40 seconds in the first split. I don't think so. Alright. So today I've had either really good duplications, where I get them first or second try, or I've had really bad duplications, where it takes me like 10, 20 tries. There hasn't been a whole lot of middle ground. Hey, baddie mess. Well, come on in. Thanks for the luck. I have, been struggling. The one run I had going pretty early on into the stream died because I wasn't lucky with item drops. Nope. Come on. Terrible. Okay. Not a great start. It's a little slow. But I'm gonna deal with it. I definitely need to get better at duplicating characters, but the problem is, every time I try and practice it. I just get it first try every time. So it's like, I don't understand. Every time I go to practice it, it's just first try, first try, first try, first try. Then it gets into a run and I'm just like, can't do it. Again, that's 2 runs in a row that made it this far. It just sat there on no, not accepting it. That happened in my gold split, which could have been even better if that didn't happen. I've been struggling to pick up 4 golems today. I've had 2 runs where I had 3 golems, but I haven't had a successful 4 golem start. The question is, what element does the sorceress have? Come on, ice. Honestly, just stop being fire and lightning. Okay. Ooh, 15 damage. Ladies? I know you can do more damage than that. We are Earth Element for the first time today. That's fine, that's fine. I think the first fight that Earth is the worst on. Then I think it's okay on the others. 16 damage is so weak. Normally that guy takes 19 to 21. 17, 18 is usually like your weak point. We were doing 16. Which gave us a slow start. But as we've seen, I have a lot of time to save in the 3rd mission. I don't have time to save in this mission. I would like to see 4 golems. If I get 4 golems, I'll technically lose a tiny bit of time. But it'll be worth it. Alright, golems, play nice. take pity on me, golems. I've tried to acquire you too many times today. I don't feel confident about any of my characters. But maybe that's a good thing. Because usually when I'm confident about my characters that I did it right, I don't get anything. Golem number 1. I was most confident with the Beastmen. Alright, Sorceress. Get your golem. Thank you. I was least confident with Dio. So I've really been messing up Dio's movement a lot lately. Come on, Dio. You can do it, buddy. Thank you. Okay, here's 3. Please pause buffer for the correct amount of time. Sorceress? Come on, Sorceress. You suck. I haven't gotten that one a single time today. I need to fix my timing for that. All of my pause buffers have been bad today. Especially the final pause buffer. That could have been, that's the start I needed. I just didn't time my pause long enough. I need to figure out a way to do that better. To have good timing. Okay. Well, we have 3 golems. I didn't get the 4th because I suck. But it's something. I should look up what all the different enemies are actually weak to for the elements that we fight. And see what all of their magic, or not their magic defense, what their element resist actually is. I still feel like Acid Vapor is the second best element. It may not be good on the first mission, but I think for the others it's fine. I mean, some of these battles, it doesn't really matter what my element is. Like the last one and this one, I can have any element and it doesn't change anything. Not a single team up. Bad job, ladies. Murder! Oh, I forgot to look for that moth that's hiding under my computer. Guess I can just leave it there. I don't remember how good Earth is against the Beastman here. The Beastmaster. I think it's fine. I think he's most resistant to fire. I believe he's weakest to water, like almost all these guys. Team-ups? No team-ups. We just want to keep doing all these fights as slow as possible. Rude. Alright, the next mission I have a ton of time save on. I'm pretty sure my PB has to fight the magician twice. It's like Magnus doesn't know that he hasn't gained any XP yet. He's still level 4. Since Magnus actually starts at level 4. Most characters start at level 3. Well, if you're starting units, they start at level 3. That also means that Magnus has the most variance at his beginning stats. Being Earth Element is helpful for this next mission, because I believe Valkyries take the most from water and earth. I should look up all of their actual resistances though, just to see what they all are exactly for all these first enemies we fight. Alright, this will be the third time today that we're going to be naming the Blue Knights. First run died to no Balder Axe. Second run died to no Hawkman. Let's see where this one dies. Hey, Euro Proof, welcome on in. I mean, you get to a point you gotta just expect that runs are gonna die, and be able to accept it. And also, when my time is starting off this behind, I also don't mind if the run dies. You know, I feel less attached to the run when we're starting off red, compared to last run where we were green, gold. That run I really didn't want to see die, but it did die. No team attacks. Oh yes, thanks for the good luck. We should be ahead after this mission. We should be in the green. Just because I have a lot of time save in this mission compared to my PB. The last run was minus 48 seconds. We're not going to be that far ahead, but... Team attacks? Anybody? We haven't done a single team attack this whole time. And my sorceresses don't seem very powerful. They're rolling really low. This is actually the second best run of the day. It's 24 seconds behind the last run, but it could be worse. Alright. And now... Now we have to get lucky. Do we get the Hawkmen to join us, or do we lose a minute? I think it's over a minute. Because, yeah, the setup for this, I think, takes maybe a minute 15? If only I could find a way to get a Hawkman to appear sooner without having to do the save reset, but that's good luck. Thank you. Okay, the run continues. It is our Hawkman. It's just a basic level 3 Hawkman. He's not very special, but we need him. He is going to be what carries us throughout the mid-late game. I'm kind of worried about that. I have a feeling that's gonna... Okay, that was fine. It was worrisome that I was gonna be too close to the fencer. Alright, all of that amazing time I had in the first run today. No, wait. I didn't have an amazing time. My time for the first run that made it here was okay. Then I lost a bunch of time because we couldn't kill this guy. Good team up? Good team up? Okay. As long as he doesn't defend a 3 team up, we're fine. I do have time to save in the next split. I think my PB did pretty poorly here. My first run that made it past to this mission earlier today had a really good split. I think I made this gold. Yeah, I did make this gold because I was in red after Zenobian Border. And then the gold I made on Melissa made up for it. Come on. I just now got the Ethan Hawke man. I didn't even think of that. And our Hawkman's not in a wheelchair, leave him alone. Just because he's a little bit special. Doesn't mean he needs a wheelchair, he's not that kind of special. Okay, so I could be a minute ahead after this mission if things go perfect, which I don't expect to happen. I got really lucky last run. That made it here. I don't expect to save that much time. If I save 20 seconds, you know, that's fine. I'm not expecting to save 40 again. I don't expect to only fight the Dollmaster once and then also avoid the archer. Nice, we got 2 double ups. That's good. That saves some time. Best case scenario is we send this guy down after we fight him. We don't want to send him straight forward. We want to send him down. No team ups. Oof. That was a slow kill. No level there. Nope, that's a bad spot. We're gonna fight him again. That's like 20 seconds of time loss. No team ups. None at all. Very slow encounter. The Dollmaster encounter was slow both times. Now hopefully I avoid the archer. It looks like I'll avoid her. Okay, so that could have been worse at least. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I need to get better at this. I keep struggling to send her where I want her to go. Since our fights were so slow, we didn't even get to save 20 seconds. I saved 10. I mean, it's better than being behind, I guess. Okay, I've got no time to save in this split. That might actually not be true. It might be possible to save time on this mission if my sorceresses had intelligence, but they don't. So I don't think I'll be able to kill off the archers in one attack, then one-shot the phalanx. It just doesn't seem likely. Okay. Go back to the mines again. Last time this went off just fine. Oh, actually the last run that made it here, I lost a bunch of time in this mission. Because I got really unlucky. So maybe I can not lose too much time? If I only lose like a couple seconds, then that's fine. But I don't want to lose a bunch of time like last time. I think I lost like 30 seconds by having to... Maybe not 30 seconds. Probably 20 seconds by having to refight the boss a second time. Because I had the worst possible targeting ever. Hey, Awesome Waves. Welcome on in. Thanks for the luck. I don't know if I like that positioning. But yeah, I don't think I'll be saving time on this split. Yeah, that was not very good pathing. It shouldn't really lose me time. You know, more than like a second. No drop, please. Gotta drop. But yeah, I have to be really careful for my positioning on the sorceress here. If I don't send her far enough over the mountain, she'll turn around. And if I don't send her to the right hump, close enough to the right hump, then she'll walk all the way around the forest instead of just dashing through it. So it has to be a pretty specific position for her to walk across it properly. And this mission is a little RNG for how quickly we kill off the back archer. Best case scenario, both of our front sorceresses team up and one-shot the archer, but we're kind of weak, so that probably won't happen. Actually, if they would have teamed up, they would have killed him. And we're not going to kill the boss now. We're definitely not killing the boss. 2 runs in a row where we had god-awful targeting. All I can do is tell the ladies to attack the leader, but if they can't target him directly, they target a random target. All they had to do was target the center one twice and kill her. And they didn't do it in the first 5 attacks. Yeah, you can do a back attack. And I might have to start routing that in, but if they just target it properly, you kill them before they get an attack off. If your sorceresses just double up and one-shot the archer, then the other 3 triple up and take out the phalanx immediately, it's just done, and it's quick. Compared to having to take a second menu to order her to walk around the enemy. Because I don't have enough movement in the first go to avoid all the enemies and then back attack. I used to try to back attack him back when I was taking an additional encounter. But now that I don't take that encounter, and I send my unit through the mountains, I don't have enough actions to tell her to walk behind him in one go. I mean, I haven't done enough testing for it. It could be possible that on average it's going to save me more time to set up going behind him, but in most of my tests, we've been able to kill off the archer really quickly, and it hasn't been a big deal. It's just these last 2 runs in a row that I have failed to kill that guy. That hasn't ever been like an issue for me before. But, you know, sometimes you just, don't get lucky. This mission, there isn't really a whole lot of time save. I mean, most of it is just cutscenes, then a really quick mission. I only fight the boss unit and that is all. And he tends to die pretty easily. I mean, he's a berserker that normally I can kill in the first attack or two, so he's not really a threat. And this looks sketchy, but it's not. It looks like that unit gets close to hitting me, but nope. I've never once had that Valkyrie hit my character. I have to take this weird path around to avoid enemy units that spawn. Because if you try to take a more direct route, you end up spawning extra enemies, and they become difficult to avoid. It's possible to avoid them, but it's a pain. Yeah, see, that guy's usually pretty easy to kill. And we have enough levels by now that he's generally one-shot. And this mission isn't even 4 minutes long. Which seems wild because it's a really large map. Okay, I'm not gonna forget this time. I forgot last time I was here today. So I'm not gonna forget this time. I'm going to send her there properly. Okay. So I technically have time to save on this mission, even though I'm comparing up against gold. Just because in my PB, I had to switch Magnus to attack leader here, which is something I don't have to do now. So that saves me a couple seconds. Since I'm doing that in the first split now. So theoretically, it's at least like 2 or 3 seconds of time save. Maybe even a little tiny bit more. But that's just my guess. Probably 2 or 3-ish seconds. Generally, we one-shot this guy. So it's not like we have time to save on the fight. Look, it's an ogre! We're not gonna battle him, though. Well, I guess as Earth Element we don't one-shot him. Or just because our intelligence is so low. We do have very weak sorceresses. Again. Both of my runs that have made it somewhere today have had less than average intelligence. Which is unlucky. A-Charm, welcome on in. Alright, I don't know what day it is. Is it the 8th or the 9th? Hopefully it's the 9th. Okay, that's the slowest. Sometimes it's the 9th, and that is much better. It saves me from having to do the area investigation twice. I need to look into why sometimes it costs me an extra day. And maybe on a mission I just have to... Oops. Maybe on a mission I have to waste a couple seconds to save me time on this mission. I mean, my optimal strat is different anyways. Wow, we're even dumber than they were last time? I don't even know how that's possible, but somehow they're dumber than they were last time. I thought 51 attack power was the lowest I'd ever seen, and this time we had 50 attack power. Come on, game. Okay, it's not the game's fault. Can I please duplicate my character? Okay. Well, I'm bleeding a little bit of time here. See, that's how you're supposed to duplicate the character. Man, that is insane. How long that took me to duplicate them. I really struggle to duplicate characters sometimes. The problem is anytime I try to practice it, I have no issues duplicating them. Every single time I've ever practiced it, I'm just like, I got it first try, I got it first try, get it first try. Maybe I have to purposely make a mistake on it? Maybe it like alters my timing or something if I mess up the first time? I don't know. But I know that anytime I mess it up, like, more than once or twice, I just sit there forever. So we're definitely nowhere near one-shotting these guys. Since my witches are even dumber than my last group, somehow. I should try to figure out what the average intelligence mentality of your characters is, and how much damage I should expect them to be doing. I mean, they couldn't even kill the mages in one shot. Well, the next mission will decide if I reset the run again. Because I still can technically reset. I have until 10:45 to 11-ish to have a run started. I think if I start a run at 11, I'm still okay. all this time loss here is because I couldn't duplicate my Hawkman, which is 100% a me issue. There wasn't RNG involved in that, that was just me. I couldn't duplicate my characters. Alright, the next mission is the huge reset point. If I don't get the axe to drop, I have to reset. With me being behind, if I don't get the helmet to drop as well, then I'm also going to reset. I mean, technically, if I don't get the helmet to drop, I could continue on and PB by probably a few seconds, but I don't want to do that. I would like to be ahead by a decent amount going into the mid-end game. Because most of the time save on my best splits compared to my PBs all by Melissa 2. That is most of my time save right there. There's still a little bit here and there for some of the other missions, but most of it is right here. I could be 2 minutes ahead right now. You know, if things went better. Not exactly 2 minutes ahead, but close to it. And I think if I did my combined Hawkman book at the same time, I could probably be over 2 minutes ahead here. I've never actually had that work in a run, and I know it would save me time. Because I'd be able to set up for the fastest, trip to, grabbing the book. I wouldn't have to do a double investigation, no matter what, and I could also do the shorter walk and do it on a sooner day. So that would save me time, for sure. And then just going into a mission once instead of 2 different times. That's not what I wanted to do. It's fine. Alright, I need this item drop. Without this item drop, we lose 45 seconds. Okay, we got the drop. That's the first one of 2 I need. This guy doesn't need to drop his item. It's actually best if he doesn't drop it. Now this guy, this is our Balder Axe. This is what killed my last run that made it here, was we didn't get this to drop. If it doesn't drop, then that's a multi-minute time loss. Okay, we'll continue. We're not off to a good start for this run. A lot of the time loss is my witches have low intelligence, which really hurt. And another part of it was me failing to duplicate characters quickly enough. A mountaintop, welcome on in. I don't think this game aged that poorly. I think it still looks pretty good for a 64 game. Have you seen a lot of 64 games? A lot of them look god-awful. Is the game a little blurry? Sure. But at least it doesn't look as bad as a lot of those N64 games. Because the sprites still look pretty good. Them not having as much detail actually helped them. And the game still plays pretty well. Alright, so I know I said I was going to save 30 seconds. I didn't save it on that split, I save it on this split. Formation. Oh, not formation dummy. Exchange. Do that. Then change you. That was dumb. I should have done two at the same time. What's wrong with me? Yeah, I think I want them like that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. You think the overworld walking speed is bad? The beginning of the game's walking speed is a little slow, sure. But there's a reason for you walking so slow. It's supposed to be strategical combat. You're supposed to maneuver around 10 units on the map. And when you're maneuvering around a bunch of units, that movement speed is plenty fine. It just seems bad when we're doing, you know, a speed run. Oh, don't go that far. Go here, then there. But yeah, we actually go zoom right now. You're not supposed to be able to fly over the entire map in like 3 minutes. These missions are designed to be an hour long. And playing casually, these missions do take an hour. Like, you're supposed to be outfitting an entire army. Instead, we outfit, you know, 2 parties. One for offense, one for defense. And we should zip right on by. And we're already on attack the leader, so I don't have to change any of that. Nice critical hit. Let's go. That saves a little bit of time. So yeah, we're not going to make it gold, but that's still, you know, that's 50 seconds time save. And sadly, that is the last of the major time save for the rest of the run. There's a couple small time saves here and there, but that's the bulk of it gone. I will try a couple risky things later in the run to save a small amount of time as well, that I haven't really tried much of. Come on. That was pretty slow. I should have sent him more to the left. Yeah. That wasn't very good. I was way too far to the right. I'm pretty sure I can't avoid this encounter. I do plan on sending Magnus out of the base later on to try and avoid some encounters. If only our witches weren't the dumbest witches I ever had, they would be one-shotting enemies. My Hawkmen seem plenty powerful. For their level, they seem fine. My witches, though, oh boy. Yeah, some units will try to chase Magnus over trying to capture the stronghold. That isn't one that I tested. I tested a few different missions. But I think it might be possible to send Magnus out of the town, but I don't know, because there's not a lot of space to send him anywhere. And the fight happens a decent amount of time before this battle. No crits, that's okay. Yeah, enemies do weird things on this map because they have odd AI, like for trying to destroy a bridge, and lots of characters have like different conditional AI. So that can be a weird mission to have enemies chase you around in odd ways. And the problem is, now we're at a part of my PB where I got a bunch of golds. And it's going to be difficult to keep up with all of those golds. Which is one of the reasons why I would like to have a good buffer before getting here. But yeah, Mountaintop, if you're still hanging around, this is actually my favorite casual to play game. It's not necessarily my favorite speedrun. There's a lot of text I have to mash through. And the speedrun makes the game very easy. And you don't get to do lots of the cool choices that playing the game casually lets you do. You don't get to mess around with lots of cool, unique units. We just run around with sorcerers, or sorceresses, or wizards. The old route used to use wizards, but we use sorceresses now. We used wizards to archmages back in the day, because before before character duplication was a thing, we had to just level up one unit to an ultra high level to carry a team. And that person happened to be an archmage. Because you could start off with the equipment for class change. Even though the wizard is slightly weaker than the sorceress, he can class change earlier, which is very helpful. Is this the mission where I send Magnus out of the base? No, I don't. Because it's not guaranteed that he's gonna fight. Depending on how quickly I sent out the Hawkman and where exactly I sent him on the map will decide on if I outspeed the Black Knight or not. So I don't actually need to make Magnus leave the base here. Alright, Stone of Quickness. Let's go, Hawkman. You can do it, buddy. Got it. Alright, can we get any critical hits? Criticals help. Nice. Still lost a second. And here's another gold. My PB had so many golds in it. It is possible to beat a lot of these golds. I just have to send out the units slightly faster. It's also possible I could mash through text a little better in certain areas. I'm not sure if my PB had the best mashing through every single scene. I'm sure it didn't. All right. This mission isn't too difficult. I do have a flying unit I need to try to avoid. Well, okay, I've got to try to avoid multiple units. And it looks really close, but it's not that difficult. That might be a little too far to the right, but I think we'll be fine. I think we're fine. Yeah, that worked out. I don't remember if I tried to make, I think I tried making Magnus leave the base here, and this guy just captured it. But I don't remember 100%. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. No item drop is always a good thing. Alright, we can hope for more critical hits. Until we're able to one-shot enemies, critical hits definitely help. It's not a large time save, but it is still a time save. If your characters actually crit. I do have time to save on the next mission at least. That's helpful. I know not all of my missions were perfect at my PB. Which mission is this? Is this the mission with the neutral base? It is not. It is not the one with the neutral base. Okay, so I'm guessing in my PB, Magnus got into an encounter here. Okay. We'll see if I did that correctly. Come on, Hawkman, outspeed. Good. That's 17 extra seconds. Let's say 15. That'd be to save. Crits? No crit. Alright, I'll take that. Father, no! Well, Magnus, if you made better choices, your poppy wouldn't be dying right here. You could have made better choices. You didn't have to fight him. If you join forces with him, he doesn't die. Kills your dad, stole your boyfriend. I mean, he's just a friend, okay? You can't prove otherwise. Well, I mean, there is a baby at the end, but is that Yummels? Where else did weird ghost baby come from? Yes, the baby is like the reincarnation of evil from like Danica and stuff. Even though they never made any kind of sequel. Don't line it up for a sequel if you're not gonna follow through. Don't give us false hope. They're not gonna make a sequel to this. So much time has passed, and I don't even know if that company is still around. Atlas? No, they couldn't still be making games. I don't think the initial sales of this game were very good. Lots of people love it now, but that's how a lot of games are. Like when Final Fantasy XIII came out, it didn't really do that great. And now a lot of people like the game. And other games like Final Fantasy XV, when they came out, they did very well, even though lots of people criticize it. And now it's less liked. Yeah, they didn't make that many carts of Ogre Battle 64. Which also tends to make the game a little pricey nowadays. Also, welcome on in, Foxin and Keppa and RZW. Welcome in, guys. The run's going okay. It could have been better, but this is what we get to work with. I had minimum intelligence sorceresses that are now barely acceptable witches. My hawkmen have been fine. But my sorceresses have sucked throughout the entire game. I mean, we've even gotten 2 crits on these bosses, which has been helpful. Nice, we got another crit. See, my hawkmen are doing great. They're trying to make up for how bad my sorceresses were. Like, they're really putting in the effort. Which just means running up against this time later is going to be awesome. Oh yeah, the last time I was looking to buy an Ogre Battle cart, they were well over $100 as well. Okay. So I think I have time to save on this mission. I think. Maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe I don't have to. I don't know if I actually have to send Magnus out here. Maybe I can get by without it? This isn't scary at all. Nope. Don't worry, the enemies aren't gonna get close to my base or anything. No crit. That's okay. We got one on the last fight. But yeah, I don't think I have to leave him out there. I think it's possible to avoid the fight without sending Magnus out of the base, but it's pretty rare. So I'll just send him out of the base, save 10 seconds, that's fine. Alright, if I can save like another 30-ish seconds, and I can hold that time till the end, then that'll be the sub 3. Okay, so I think in my PB I messed this up. I remember exactly what happens in this mission. I know exactly what I did. I fought the Phalanx, or the Cataphract, on the left side of that town. I know exactly what I did wrong. I know the time I have to save. So we can save some time here. Sorry, Siren, we don't want you. Meridia. That felt really good. I think I'll save time here. Be ready for the shield. I mean, you dismiss her, it counts as her being dead, so... all the scenes treat her as dying. Which also should be your fault. Alright, if I do this properly, I will get an angel fruit, and I won't fight this guy. Like that. And we'll barely avoid this guy. That was a little too close for comfort, but I avoided him. Look at that. Easy mission. Can we crit? Crits are still helpful. Nope. Once we're able to one-shot the bosses, crits no longer matter. But we're not there yet. so every crit can still save like 2 seconds. Alright, well I did really good. So, new gold. Okay, if I don't lose any time for the rest of the run, then we can sub 3. Of course, there are many missions I could still lose time. What's making me so much stronger? We're cheaters, Cactus Owl. We're big, fat, stinking cheaters. I abuse 3 different glitches in this game. 2 of them are major things. And 1 of them is minor. The biggest thing that makes us super OP is we duplicate our characters, which you're not supposed to do. Alright, let me do this real quick, then I'll explain the item duplication some, or the character duplication. Okay, do that, do that. Okay, so for when we duplicate our characters, I'm not going to go over how we set it up, but we set it up in the menu early on. Then we duplicate the character a bunch of times. So we have 5 copies of the same unit in a group. And when our character levels up, they gain the stats of all the duplicated copies that are in the battle also. So we end up gaining 5 times the stats that you normally gain. That's how we're so powerful. Bad targeting, the worst not the worst targeting possible, but close to it. That's gonna be slow. I wasn't supposed to fight him from behind. But yeah, stats are wild in this game. Because, like, the fact that we gain 5 times the stats is just... it's insane. Like, at the end of the game, your units are supposed to have, like, 200-ish something in their stats. Sometimes possibly up to 300-ish. If they're a real specialized unit, you know, like a wizard and their intelligence. Well, our characters are going to have like 900 stats at the end of the game. So they're not as powerful as they used to be. In my first run, one of my characters crit near the end of the game for 1990 damage. The boss of the game is like 650 hit points. We're not going to be that powerful this time. This time at the end of the game, we're only going to be hitting for like 400. And if we crit, it's like 800. So we're not going to be anywhere near as powerful as I originally was, because we avoid a lot of battles. And another thing that makes us so much more powerful enemies than the enemies is that we used another glitch which lets us put multiple large units into one group. Normally you can only have 2 large units in a group. Each of them counts as 2 characters. Well, we put 4 into a group. And that makes it so that that unit can carry like 21 items, which is way over the cap. And when it tries to figure out what items you have in those slots, it checks the ID numbers of the next unit, the next group, like the next full formation. And so we abuse that to pick specific ID numbers that give us certain items that we don't really have access to yet. And that lets us move at double speed and gain double the XP, which are the 50th and 60th birthday items. So normally you would have to spend a couple hours running around the map back and forth to get those items early on. But we don't have to do that because we just glitch them in with item overflowing. And the third glitch is very minor. We duplicate an item to sell it for money. We could do without that glitch, and it still would be fine. That glitch doesn't save as much time as the character duplication. I don't know how to duplicate items in real life, Europroof. I can't help you there. Do you have other characters that you can swap out of your formation and throw into the abyss and have them carrying an item while it's on you? Like, it's hard to make the glitches in this game translate to real life. I think I sent him too far up. Does Magnus? No, Magnus is still fine. This is fine. This is fine. But yeah, if I knew how to duplicate things in real life, then just be able to sell them for a ton of money, I wouldn't be working. I would still do speedrunning even if money wasn't an issue, because I like the speedrun. But I wouldn't be working a regular day job. Well, night job? Come on, guys. Thank you. Awful targeting this run. We got a crit. Too bad it doesn't save us time because our targeting was so bad. In all of my fights where targeting has been a thing, we've just been targeting all of the worst enemies. Bad RNG. Oh, this next mission, I lost a lot of time. 30 seconds? How did I lose 30 seconds on this mission? I need to see what this mission is. Can I easily save that 30 seconds? It's not that... Is it that mission? Okay, if it's the mission I think it is, then I know exactly how I have 30 seconds to save. And it won't be easy to hit if it's the mission I think it is. I won't know until I see the map. I'm pretty sure this one is difficult. Oh, this mission? Wait, I wasn't pressing start, dummy. Come on. That was a few seconds of wasted time. I can't believe I have 30 seconds to save on this mission. I should have sent him a little bit further diagonally up. I don't think I did this correct. It's kind of difficult to hit the correct spot on this mission. Ogres. Ogres battled. Boo. Yep, I didn't do it correctly. No time save for me. I knew that I messed it up too. I needed to send him further diagonally at the start. Alright. We could have maybe good targeting here? Murder the ogre? The ogre? Why did we have the worst possible targeting again? Every single time there's a battle where I have a chance to get lucky on targeting, we have the worst possible luck in every single fight. My characters don't know how to target the correct enemies at all. What's sad is I had 31 seconds to save on that mission, and I lost 6 seconds. Sad, sad. Okay, this is a mission that I remember testing, and I never once outsped the Hawkman. Nope. Come on, move. Well, I'm probably not going to save as much time as I was hoping, since I messed that up. It's fine. We'll be fine, right? It looks a little scary. I'm pretty sure that I can't avoid that guy otherwise. Now, of course, it took me way too long to send him out of the, It took me way too long to send him out of the base. Crit, please? Nope, no crit. We're almost at the point of one-shotting enemies. We're almost there. Well, it did save 10 seconds still. And made a new gold. So even though I didn't do the greatest job at it, it was the fastest I've ever done it. It just means that next time I can save even more if I just send him out of the base quicker. I get a little bit of a break from mashing. If that line wasn't there, this would be a little bit better of a break time. And like the glitchless run. I don't think I have any time to save here. Yeah, I don't think there's any time to save here. Maybe a critical hit if we don't one-shot him, but like... ARJD, welcome on in. Thanks for the 5 months. I'm glad you've been enjoying yourself. One more month and you'll upgrade that iron staff to a short sword. I know our FF1 playtime is a little limited currently with me playing some other games here, but we'll still be playing FF1 every Friday. It's nice only playing it 1 day a week right now. It makes it so when we have really bad days that it doesn't feel too bad. Well, you see, normally when we switch from the iron staff to the short sword, we're level 5. So the short sword ends up being the same critical hit rate, because you have 2 swings. So yeah, I didn't really have time to save. Sure, I technically saved a fraction of a second, but that's not really time save. You know, that could just be the difference of what time I pressed the split button on the last two stages. We did one-shot the guy, which I'm sure we one-shot him before anyways, because he doesn't have much HP. Okay, I believe I have one witch. I think I have one witch in my formation, right? Yeah, that one has one witch, so I think I'll be good. I think I'll be good. Alright, we are now in Chapter 4, the end game. We have less than an hour left. I mean, if you're casually playing through the game, it's still probably like 20 hours left, but you know, we're not going to be doing all that. We just gotta go zoom zoom. Avoid every single encounter possible. Yeah, casually I love this game. I'm not a huge fan of speedrunning it. I'm not a huge fan of speedrunning any game where I have to like mash buttons constantly throughout the entire game. That's part of what makes FF1 speedruns so cool, is I'm not having to mash through dialogue through the entire game. Or if it's a game like Mystic Quest where even though there's not a ton of dialogue you have to mash through, you're always mashing buttons in combat to make the text appear on the screen faster. That kind of stuff I don't like. In this, there is mashing of text to make it appear faster as well. In combat, all of the after battle stats appear really slowly if you're not mashing A or B. And it's best to mash B in combat while you want to mash A during dialogue, and then you want to mash start during this, then switch to A, but don't mash it or else you'll be at repeat mission. Oh, what was the map? What map am I on? Okay, this mission is awful. I have 40 seconds to time save here, but I'm not guaranteed to get it. Nope, not that. It's whatever. I went to the wrong town. Yep, at the end of the battle screen, if you mash A or B, you can make the XP and alignment drops and level ups appear faster. Because normally they just appear one at a time, but if you mash B, you can just make them all pop up immediately. Or you can mash A as well, but the problem with mashing A is, if the enemies don't die on your attack, then you open up the command window. So mashing B is better. Like when my characters are going to do their final attack, I just mash A, or mash B, then everything disappears instantly, instead of having to appear slowly one at a time. It is a very small time save, and if I'm not speedrunning it, I'm not doing that. Alright, well, we'll see if I did this correctly. I felt like my placement was good. I could have set it up better. Okay, I did good for my placement. I avoided both the encounters here. Sadly, I sent him to the wrong mission, or the wrong stronghold, which lost me a few seconds. But I'm still gonna save time. Because in my PB I fought both of the other encounters, that I was able to kite around this time. And I set it up really quickly. That shouldn't be a gold, but it is. I guess I was just able to set it up a lot faster than I normally do, because that one's really hard to set up. It has to be real perfect, or else you don't kite them well enough. Because you have to get close enough to them to make them leave the castle, and close enough to... You have to be close enough to them for them to chase you, and you have to, like, very strategically move around the castle to kite them around, and then not run into them. It's difficult. This mission, there's not really a whole lot of... and there's no time to save, but... maybe there's a tiny bit if I can just instantly click on the right spot. That's not even close. So, this mission used to have the Hawkman fight more units. But now we just make Magnus fight everything. Since Magnus one-shots the units much quicker. I mean, to be honest, I haven't casually played this game in a long time. The last time I casually played this game, I made a mod for it. And that mod needs a lot of work. I need to rework that entire mod. But it depends. Normally if I'm playing games like off stream, I'm generally playing with a friend. And so it might, like recently I've been playing Baldur's Gate. That's been a game I've played a lot. I've definitely played some Final Fantasy XI over the years. By myself, I'm currently trying to get through the 7 remake. I'm going to try to get through the first part of the remake, then the Yuffie DLC, then Rebirth. But that's going to take me a long time to get through it. Probably 6+ months is my guess. I used to play a lot of Smite. That used to be true. But I don't play much Smite anymore. They made it too difficult to even play the game now, with all their easy anti-cheat stuff that can't even play their game. I mean, usually when I play games off stream, you know, I'm doing things like also being able to eat food or use the restroom whenever. I'm enjoying the remake. I am god awful at the combat. Like, I die or nearly die to everything. I don't know if I did that correctly. I was supposed to was I supposed to click on the other side of there? I mean, this is fine, it's working. Yeah, this is working, this is fine. Yeah, it's fine. Well, you see, RJD, I play the 7 remake on PC. I don't play PS4 anymore. I have one, but I haven't plugged it in since I've lived in Texas. I don't think I've plugged it in. And I haven't bought a PS5. I never plan on doing it. I have a Switch, but I don't play it. There's one sitting right next to me, not even charged. Yeah, 6 kids probably takes up a little bit of time. But yeah, I've got a Switch literally right next to me. But I don't. I'm sure it's dead. Switch. Not might split key. Switch is. But it's got some good games for it. Too bad the console itself is kinda buns. Oh yeah, the enemies he spawns are pretty weak. I think the Switch has a lot of good games on it, but its performance is, it leaves something to be desired. I don't want to buy any more games for the Switch. At all. The only reason I even have a Switch is because of the Pokemon games. And I've been kind of let down by a lot of the more recent Pokemon games. I haven't enjoyed playing them anywhere near as long as I used to enjoy playing those games. $250 Switch games? Wow. That's... I don't own that many games total. The biggest part of the Pokemon games that is a letdown for me, Split Key, is the fact that they're so cutscene based now. Like, I don't want cutscenes in my Pokemon game, I just want to catch Pokemon. And put all of the Pokemon in your darn game, please. right off the bat. Don't make people spend an extra $100 so they can catch all the Pokemon in your game. Okay, this is one of the suicide missions. Alright, I'm making Magnus leave the base here, and this can get me killed. We've seen it happen before last week. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl were not good. They had a lot of issues, in my opinion. But they were playable. I don't know if that's gonna be good enough. I just lost. I didn't wait long enough. I didn't lose. I fixed it. I didn't wait long enough again. So I'm wasting time here. But at least I didn't lose the run. I need to wait longer. I keep getting too antsy to send Magnus out on a solo journey. At least this time I caught it. Well, I have time to save in this mission. For a future run. So yeah, I definitely could have saved time instead of losing it, but yeah, I think the last Pokemon Remakes games could have been way better. Like, the game was good, but that's just because Diamond and Pearl were good games. The remake should have been based on Platinum. Because Platinum was an amazing game. Diamond and Pearl had major balance issues. Like, why does the Fire Elite Four member have 2 Fire-type Pokemon and 3 that aren't Fire types? Because there's only 2 Fire-type Pokemon in your entire dex. What? No. Bad. Don't do that. And, like, you know, there was lots of post-game content that they should have had in from Platinum, but they didn't. No, you're right, Flackentime. Nightmares. I'm sticking to 0 kids. That's the way to do it. And just me. Oh yeah, they didn't have any post-game. They really needed to base the remakes on Platinum, because that was really the game that everyone loved. Same with when they did the Gen 3 remakes. They should have made everything off of Emerald. The thing is, like, they have a version of that region that is really good, like the ultimate version, but yet they never remake that one that is better. And that is a problem. Yes, Switch can play lots of RPGs, but everything else could do it better. You know, I'd much rather just play games on my computer. And that's the only thing I'm gonna buy games on anymore is my computer. Like, I'm sure I would love to play Unicorn Overlord, but until it comes onto PC, I'm not playing it. I refuse to buy it for my Switch. I'm not gonna plug in my PS4. Just put stuff on Steam, then I'll play it. It doesn't even have to be on Steam, just put it on the PC. Alright, the only real time save on this mission is if we one-shot everything, which should happen no matter what. And more importantly is the item drops. We don't want to see item drops. Because yeah, I think the witches are high enough level to one-shot everything. So one-shotting them shouldn't be a problem. Good, no drop. I've helped raise plenty of kids, and it's not something I've ever wanted to do. I've definitely dated many women over the years that have had children, and have had my fair share of dealing with them. And I'd really rather not. Yes, it could be different if they were all my own, but it still doesn't make me want to have any. I've never wanted to have children. I mean, also I think we're plenty overpopulated enough as it is also, that I don't think we need to keep making more people. No, 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 no. I mashed A too soon. My favorite god in Smite, if you go by matches, it's Hercules. I've played the most games as Hercules. I was more of a warrior player myself. But Herc was my favorite. The god I spent the most amount of time on was Discordia. I think I played a lot of Discordia. You know, I installed Smite 2. And with the easy anti-cheat stuff, it was a big uninstall real fast. Because easy anti-cheat is not for me. I don't like having to turn off everything on my computer and spend hours trying to figure out how to make this one game work that I barely even want to play. I did play Smite 1 with Split Key like a month ago, and it was enjoyable because I was drunk, but it was enjoyable. But I don't need games stressing me out like that. Like, I don't need to play multiplayer games that are just super frustrating. But yeah, I tried to play some Smite 2, but the whole easy anti-cheat thing is annoying. I don't know if it's because my computer is Windows 11 on it, but I don't like this easy anti-cheat thing. I mean, I like the idea of having anti-cheat programs, but if I can't play the game, then I don't want to play the game. I don't know if that's gonna work. All of your Smite 1 friends uninstalled Smite 2 after a day? I mean, I was never interested in Smite 2. Besides the visuals. I was like, okay, cool, the game looks nice. Then every single thing I heard about Smite 2, I was like, I don't know. Especially when they talked about how they upgraded their item system to, you know, being a downgrade and looking like League of Legends. Like, oh yeah, it's now a Warcraft 3 custom map. Or, not custom map, but, well, I guess it is custom map, where you just buy pieces of items one at a time and your inventory is full of garbage and... Nope, it's dumb. Okay, he made it. I was worried. I was worried he wasn't going to make it. Get wrecked, Mr. King. But yeah, I did play a lot of Smite 1. Yeah, all these online games that keep making sequels tend to fail. Every single one. Overwatch 2, garbage compared to Overwatch. Everyone liked the first one better. Destiny, everyone liked the first one better. Like, it's just for all the games that just seems to be the case. Like, that the original is always better. I mean, sometimes the sequels come around to be, you know, accepted, but I don't think it was ever as popular as Destiny 1 ever was. I mean, I know people that still play Destiny 2. My mom and her husband play Destiny 2, like, every day. That doesn't mean that the game overall has been as successful as the first game. The only time I can think of a, an online game being somewhat like that for the next one being better was FF11. 14 ended up being more successful than 11, but not initially. They had to fire like everyone in the company and waste millions of dollars and completely remake the game before they finally made it an upgrade over the original. And a lot of people that play 14 aren't even the people that like playing 11. It's a completely different game, not even close to being similar. I haven't enjoyed playing any PvP shooter in well over 10 years. And even when I played them, I don't think I actually enjoyed them. I just played them. The last PvP shooter that I actually spent a lot of times in was Black Ops 2. I think it was Black Ops 2. It might have been the first one, but I think it was the second one. I don't know, maybe it was the first Black Ops, I don't know. It was Black Ops 2? Okay, that's what I thought. Most of my time playing PvP shooters was between Halo 2 to Black Ops 2 era. I didn't really play much of Halo 1. Did I technically play it? Yeah, but I didn't really play much. And I've never played like Counter-Strike or anything that was out like before the Halo stuff and Black Ops and whatnot. Oof, this isn't gonna work. I'm pretty sure that was way too far to the right. I'm gonna try it, but I'm pretty sure I was way too far to the right. Oh, yes, we are too far right. I don't like this flight path. I don't think we're going to make him come out of the town fast enough. Because this is another mission where we have to kite the enemy. So I'm probably losing time here. It's still possible. It might be possible. Nope. Not even close. I knew it was wrong immediately. But there's little I can change once I send him on his path and he's already out of town and chosen what to do. Yep. We're gonna waste, what, 35, 40 seconds here? I don't know how much time it is for 2 extra encounters. Unfortunate. Oh yeah, that was a 40-second time loss. Oof. The pain. Well, we'll see if I can still get a sub 3. I don't really enjoy playing those competitive games very much unless I'm drinking, and I pretty much never drink. So, they haven't really been something I've looked to do. Oh, speaking of other games that I play casually, got kind of sidetracked there. Talking about Smite and other random games like that. Okay, other games that I've played more recently. I've played SMNT5 recently. I played all the way through that game. And I enjoyed it. I'm trying to think of some other games that I've played single player lately. Yeah, I don't think there's really time to save here. I can lose time if my Hawkman doesn't hit the encounter first, but he should by a lot. Yeah. You know, no heal, that might be fun if like 11 did something like that. And we could like edit the game. and play it our own way. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, I remember how to do this mission. Okay, I think this will work. I'm not positive, but I think it'll be fine. We shall see. I think I'll still narrowly avoid this guy, right? Yeah. Okay, we made it by. I have not tried Lord of the Rings online, but I'm sure somebody here has. You know, an MMO that I played that I didn't make it past the tutorial because I wasn't good enough was Terra. I just couldn't jump. I'm usually really bad at jumping in MMOs. And I remember in the tutorial they like were having you try to like jump from boulder to boulder and I just couldn't do it. Then I just gave up and I was like, this game's just not for me. Alright, one final mission. If I don't lose time, we'll sub 3. Not by much, but it could be a sub 3. I remember when I saw Terra come out, I was like, this game sounds really cool. But then when I didn't make it through the tutorial, I was just like, I guess I won't play it. I do currently play Guild Wars 2 with a friend, and it's fine. It's not, like, impressive in any way. It's a free-to-play game. I feel like the game's weakest point is how useless gear is. Because you get like gear early on. Like as soon as you like hit max level, you can just get like the best gear. And I don't know. You spend the rest of the time playing the game just trying to get cosmetics, which just isn't what I really like to do. Like, if I'm not doing things to make my character better, I usually don't want to keep playing it. Which is a problem that I had when I was playing 14, hitting endgame, was I just instantly had the best gear because it was crafted. Okay, not the best gear. Gear that had, like, -1 of the best gear stats. And I don't want to do, like, a 5-month-long journey to make, like, an ultimate weapon that gives, like, one more stat than the normal pieces of gear, when one stat doesn't mean anything. It's just like, this feels pointless to me. It's not like when you're playing 11 and you get a tiny bit more of a stat and it's like a big deal. Especially back in the day in 11, one stat really meant everything. Now one stat doesn't mean as much, but one more stat on a piece of gear still makes it cost, you know, an extra 10 plus million gil. Which is a lot. Yeah, every little bit does add up. That one stat point on each piece of gear is a big difference. Alright, as long as I avoid all of the encounters here, then I should be able to sub 3. But I have to avoid the encounters. I think that's good enough. We'll see. Magnus does have an encounter here that I'm nowhere near avoiding. Alright. As long as I hit the shield, I think I'll be fine. Do I get the shield right here? Uh-oh. Guess what? I didn't get the shield. Time loss. I wasn't far enough to the north. No sub 3 for me. Come on. Magnus also gets into this encounter? I don't think he's supposed to get into that encounter. I don't remember 100%, but I don't think I'm supposed to get that second fight. I probably just lost like 40 seconds, but I'm not positive. Maybe not 40 seconds. The extra fight was only 3 more swings. Maybe I lost 30 seconds. Not the best targeting for that fight either. Hey, I played MapleStory 2 until I caught up the levels with you guys, then nobody else logged on. So I blame Charm and Split Key for that. But to be fair, I also was terrible at that game and didn't really enjoy it too much because I wasn't playing it with a controller. And apparently it was just the keyboard controls that were terrible. I think we just needed to switch over to a controller and it might not have been a terrible game to play. This isn't it, Sam. I did not sub 3. I wasted too much time in that one mission. I didn't have a very good end. Like, yes, I had 2 gold splits there at the end, but... You know, that was what? Saving a total of 12 seconds? But I lost over a minute in the last hour of the run, so... Oh no, not the final scene. This will PB, but it's not going to be the time I was hoping for. There was too many mistakes. Whether it be from me being unlucky, or a couple things that I actually did wrong. Alright, if I crit her, we could one-shot her. No crit. Not that it wouldn't have saved enough time anyways, but... Just not quite close enough. It'll be a new world record, but not sub 3. No sub 3 for me. But it's new PB slash world record, I guess. So at least there's that. It'll be better splits to compare against. There was a couple big hiccups the early game. Then, oh, I spent forever duplicating. Right. But most of the run was actually pretty decent. Just a few hiccups. I need to get better luck. But it is still a world record. So early on, my time loss is I need to duplicate a little faster. Voluminous Mine, I need to get a 4th golem quicker. Voluminous Mine 2, I need... Oh, better luck. Yeah, I had really bad luck there. Alba, I need to duplicate characters faster. Then... Then I need to not mess up these 2 encounters in Aura Plains. There's a 2 encounter skip there that I missed. Then the final mission, I need to skip the 1 extra encounter at the end. So I have 3 more enemies I need to skip. Technically 4. Because there's one in... Oh, Tremos Mountain I can save a little bit of time also. So there is still a bit of time to save. A little bit. I mean, from a speedrunning perspective, it's not perfect, you know? There's still more work to be done. But yep, less than 3 minutes away from the JP run now. Getting there. Yep, almost sub 3. I screwed it up. I'm not blaming all RNG for that. That's... Especially at the end. I did not send my characters to the perfect spot. Which, you know, it's okay, it happens. Not every run I'm going to have perfect movement for every single mission. I will mess some of them up. It is difficult to click on all of the perfect spots on the map in this game. You can be real close on some, but just not quite perfect. But yeah, thanks for all the GGs, guys. Tanuki Dan, Zerkgoober, Fox, BD Jeffy P, Dimension Harvester, P-Town, Jacked Back, Split Key, Skeeter, Rockin' the Boat, Rent Demon, Zurge. Thanks for all the GGs. We're getting there. We're getting there. The next completed run will be a 2:58. That's what I'm going to go for. I think I could save a whole nother minute. But after that, it's going to be real difficult. It'll be real difficult to get time even lower than that. But I think I can get a 2:58. Because it's very unlikely that I get perfect luck for the entire run. Like, ideally I get a sub 8 first split. Then get 4 golems. And I need to get 4 golems. Like, I really need to just practice that a bunch. You know what? Maybe tomorrow I mess around and do an all missions run. Give myself a break from this for a bit. Do all missions for like a day or two. I don't know, we'll see. It'll depend on how I feel. I definitely don't have time to do another run, that's for sure. But yeah, at least, you know, it is a new record. It is a new record. The beginning has work. All this red. But then I have a minute of time loss from 2:10 to 2:4. In that 30 minutes, I lost a minute. War Kiras, W Branch, thanks for the GGs as well. I'm gonna let the credits fully play out. We'll check out my Chaos frame, and then that'll probably be it for me for the day. I definitely need to do some, like, real practice on duplicating my characters and getting golems. For the most part, most of the movement on the missions has been fine. I messed up a couple of my movements, but most of them were good. I need to try a little bit more testing for sending Magnus out of the base to avoid encounters, to see if it's possible I can kite an enemy somewhere. I definitely need to get better at that one mission. At Blue Bliska? Yeah, Blue Basilkia, or whatever you want to call it. That mission. I need to do better there, because I can save an extra 10 seconds off of the gold time in that mission. But at least, you know, at least this is a finished run. It is a new record by a little over a minute, so that's not insignificant, it's something. But the run is definitely becoming more and more difficult to make better. Because most of the missions are going, like, perfect. You know, if I lose 2 seconds here or there, that's not a big deal. That's expected from character movements to be different, possibly mashing timings not being perfect, me splitting them not perfectly. I try to time my splits for when the L on congratulations is finished, like fully written out. I try to always split there at that exact spot, just so that I have the same split for every mission, except for the final one, because timing ends on the final split for the last input the player has to do. Because once timing stops, you know, I don't have to do anything. It is kind of nice that I have so much time to save in the final few missions, like... So as long as I'm starting off and I'm green, I should be able to finish and staying green. The end. What's our chaos frame? It's usually about 39. 39 it is. Not even a whole year.